This was a position which was filled by recommendation, I assume, from the head of the school, Miss Roberts. And she didn't have much to guide her because there weren't qualifications you could go by. So very often was the head of a department, and it, changed from year to year. And after I came back from England, probably it was an obvious choice that I should be asked to examine the school here. This is my interpretation in a very remote sort of way. Obviously they had their own policy of how to choose it. We had Miss Stringfellow, I think she was the head of the department in Wanganui or New Plymouth, and Miss Roberts used to be the official examiner for the Department of Health at one stage, and she used to tour around New Zealand periodically and assess things there. So she had an indication from her grading or interpretation of who would be suitable or likely to be suitable to be an examiner. I knew in anticipation that if I had some qualification, I could get into the School of Physiotherapy for her, because that at the moment seemed to be the only option that she knew of, and she was leaning towards that. She was a quick learner and that sort of thing. I thought, well, it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of a plus. So I offered to edit the New Zealand Physiotherapy Journal. Oh, I think you'll know that, won't you? Before I went to England, it was the system for the Journal of Physiotherapy. I think it went from branch to branch with the presidency, which was a rotational thing. And it was due in Christchurch. How I got into the position there. When I went to England, I had to cut it short, I think. I had done it then, so I quoted this, I think, that I had this experience of editing a journal. Well, it had had the same jacket for some time, and during my time it was printed in Wellington, and they actually edited it as well. And I used to go up to Wellington and discuss things with them periodically. It was printed by Something in Editing in Wellington. They used to come certain times they were in Christchurch, so we used to get together sometime. And how you got material? Well, somehow I got myself into the meetings of council, because I pointed out to them that unless I knew what was going on, it wasn't very useful to me, as I was out of the profession. And I think that was made a statutory thing with the society after that there as an observer, as it were. And when the World Confederation for Physical Therapy happened in Amsterdam, and Glenn Park was leading up to be the next world president, she had two alternates, they called them. June Service was one, and they made me the other one. And I think the fact that I could label myself as being editor of the New Zealand Journal of Physiotherapy caused a certain amount of recognition. If you'd held a designated position, it carried a bit of weight for people who hadn't met you. Well, I went to these meetings and I had a label on me, editor, New Zealand Journal of Physiotherapy. And I'd go up to the speaker, and here I'd be with my label. And if they lived in Wellington, they lived in Wellington, I'd ring them up and say, can I come and see you? And they'd make a time. It wasn't just writing to somebody and say, we'd like to have a contribution from you. You had some sort of structure, as it were, I don't know if I took along previous journals or what I did, but I had some meeting or some appointment ganged up which had the support of some recognised body. I found this was invaluable, as a matter of fact. And I think people do it. It's a recognised thing to do. When you want to talk to people in other countries or other concerns, if you let them know where you're from, and you have some, perhaps when I went to England, I asked Professor Bevan or somebody to give me an introduction, because I did meet people in England who were involved in different scenes, authorities there that we looked up to.